This is one of my nightmare issues, and I'm sure you come across too, where your cosmetic butter turns this gritty, grainy texture, and I really don't like it. I run 3 different experiments, and I wanted to find out which method is the best to solve this issue. As you can see, I'm preparing a 50% shea butter, 50% oil. It's just 2 ingredients, but my method is going to be 3 different ways. One of them is going to be a shock cooling, one of them is going to be melt and pour, and another one is just going to be mixing it and then cooling it until it forms a nice trace, and then pour it and leave it to harden. All I just want to see which one works and resolves this gritty issue. As you can see, all 3 of them have exactly the same amount of shea butter, and I use coconut oil, fractionated coconut oil especially, because we're going to heat it and I didn't want to use any heat sensitive oils to, I don't want them to get into harm. So as you can see, they're all in there, and I put it into a nice pan and let it melt, and here all the shea butter and the coconut oil is gonna melt. Once it's all nice and melted, as you can see, it's all fully blended and it's quite warm to touch too. So what we're going to do first is going to be the melt and pour method, which basically I melt the whole thing together, and then we're going to pour it into a jar and let it cool without doing anything. Just pour it as it is, hot from the melted form and texture, and make it all liquid here and see what's gonna happen once all this blended but without anything happened, like just melt and pour experiment is going to be. Now let's put away this melted form liquid and let it cool and see what's gonna happen. Now moving on to the next one. So in the next one, again, it's a 50-50 shea butter and coconut oil, and we're going to do the shock and cool method. So in this method, we're going to actually pour the whole melted texture, this whole liquid, and we're going to add this and instantly cool it in a fridge without touching it as it is. I'm going to put this into the fridge. This way we're going to shock cool it and see how the texture turns out after 24 hours. And the last method, which is we're going to actually again melt the shea butter and blend it together, gently stirring it and cooling it until it starts to form a trace. For this, actually, it may take a long time just to get it, cool it, and constantly stirring it, because it's above 70 degrees, and by the time it gets cool, it may take time. So what I have decided to do, I'm going to add this in an ice bath and accelerate the cooling process, and which will help me to get that nice trace form, because it's still very liquidy, it's still very hot, but when you do this ice cooling method, it doesn't give a shock cooling effect, but it still makes the whole process gentler than just adding it to the fridge. So I continue blending it, and I'm just gonna watch until the trace forms. Okay, so now that the trace form, I'm gonna actually prepare this and pour it into the container itself. As you can see, it's really you can see the tracing. It's already butter started to become solidifies, but it's not fully solid yet. So let's pour this and see how it looks. As you can see, texture already start becoming solid, but it's not fully solid. It's still very liquidy, but you can see the butters become quite opaque. So let's see how they look at the end of it. So this is the stir and trace one, the last one we poured. It's still quite liquidy, but it started to solidify even more. The first one is a melt and pour. As you can see, it hasn't like solidified at all. And the other one, I just took it out from the fridge, and this is the shock and cool one. So it's still solidified, but it's not become fully solid. And here are the results after 24 hours. As you can see, melt and pour is become really gritty. It actually separated. It looks really awful. It looks like a big mess. As you can see, it's still very liquid after 24 hours. It hasn't actually become solid, and it's really not a good way of actually solving this problem. Second one is stir and trace. So this is the one that we actually gently cooled it and stirred it, and it looks very smooth, and the butter actually, as you can see, that gritty texture has disappeared. There's just a bubbles left on it, so it's not a big deal on those. It's probably. And the last one is a shock and cool. This looks also fine, but I think it's very, very soft. But what I'm going to do next is actually do a texture of these. So texture test. So let's see how they soft and hard they are. Let's start with the stir and trace one. The actual texture is very smooth, and then let's try it. Oh my god, that is really, really nice, very nice creamy texture, and the butter and the oil actually blended perfectly, as you can see. It's still obviously, it's very soft because of the shea butter, and what it looks like is obviously it's gonna feel very greasy, but as you can see, it's already start melting it on my hands, and that grittiness is actually disappeared. It's a very nice 50-50 butter and oil mixture, and let's try one more time, and let's see. You can see it's very, very smooth, very nice texture, and it's a very nice bouncy, but it obviously feels very, very greasy because it's just butter and the oil. But I really like this texture. It's really, really nice. So this is one of the methods I quite prefer. Let's check the next one. This is the Shock and Cool. It looks like nice, but I think it is. Let's try and find out how the texture it is on this one. Yes, it's awful. It's actually separated. It looks like it's salt, but it's not. You see, it's very, very liquidy. This is it's still also grainy, and yeah, this is just a big mess. As you can see, it's not the best valuation of this method. So Shock and Cool, it doesn't work to solve the issue. So yeah, I also left them for a few days, and this is after 5 days, and let's see how they look. It's still, this is the Shock and Cool one. As you can see, it's still very awful texture, very oily. It doesn't, and this is the Trace one. As you can see, it's still become actually solidified better, and it's actually quite creamy as well. I really love the texture on this one. And this is the Melt and Pour one. As you can see, it's just become horrible, dried something. So it's not really the best out of it. So after all this experiment, you can see that how a method can make a huge difference even if you need to use exactly the same ingredients. So it's not all about sometimes using perfect ingredients, but how you actually make it, have your method makes a lot of difference. I hope you find this video useful and like the with results at the end. If you liked the video, let me know in the comments, and if you have more suggestions, again as usual, let me know in the comments. Until then, see you next time. Take it easy, and don't forget to subscribe as well. So take care, and see you next time. Bye.